Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I have the patch 9.2.5 official notes posted by Blizzard, and we're going to go through them real quick. If you've never watched one of these videos before, I kind of highlight the things that interest me the most, kind of skim through or skip the rest. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So the 9.2.5 content update arrives next week as of recording this video, May 31st, and comes with a variety of features. There's cross-faction play, probably the biggest thing, and probably what I'll spend most time on. New quest lines for Blood Elf and Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm excited for the Dark Iron Dwarf. That is what my paladin is. A new PvP arena and more new PvP arena, which is pointless because you removed the fun part of it. So there's achievement changes. This is Covenant stuff. Not really too worried about that. Tower Ranger got nerfed from layer 8 to layer 4 of Gauntlet. This is probably a good change because I think there's some people that were never going to be able to do layer 8. So it's probably a good change. I will talk about this one. Dancing Machine achievement now specifies as a toy. So they added a dance game to the Dark Moon Fair, and you actually get a pretty cool toy from it. So that's useful. Animal canisters. Canisters required for a dungeon achievement. I believe Sanguine Depths has been fixed, making it easier. Fixed an issue that was causing Enlightened faction not count towards your Exalted rep. That's good. And then fixed an issue of another achievement not being obtainable. So yeah, good that achievements are obtainable. This is just kind of leveling stuff. A Death Knight change, a Warlock change, pretty minor overall. But if you're a Death Knight or Warlock, I guess check it out. Cross faction instances. So this is the biggest thing, and we'll kind of like cover all of this. So in this patch, so next week, you'll be able to team up with Alliance players, or Alliance people will be able to team up with Horde players if you're doing content that you create yourself. So this is not Heroic Dungeons, this is not Random Battlegrounds, this is Mythic Plus, this is Raids, this is RBGs, that kind of stuff. Torghast as well. So the stuff that you actually create a group for, you can now do with cross-faction. You find the listings in the looking for group thing when you create a listing now or browse a listing. I'm an Alliance player, so I'll be able to see Horde listings and join those groups if invited. I'm sure there'll be some hazing in this process, but I think that's fine. We already kind of talked about that. So WoW community, and to do that, you need to have, if you want to form a group yourself, right? So you're not using the group finder tool. So you're creating your raid. You have a couple of raiders who went Horde in your alliance. You have a couple go alliance that were Horde. You have to have their battle tag, real ID friendship, or be members of a cross-faction WoW community. So what I would suggest everyone do, if you are in a guild especially, or if you have a Mythic Plus team or whatever, or just a group of friends, whatever. If you don't have a WoW community already, I'd suggest making one. It's really easy to do. It takes not very long. It's like in the guild tab or whatever. You can go to communities and create a community. It's really simple to do, and then you can play with anybody that's in your community. Hopefully, obviously, they expand this to guilds in the future because that just makes it a little bit easier. There's other benefits to being in a guild and stuff. So hopefully they will expand it to guilds and not have to make it a community thing only. But the community thing right now is a band-aid and can work. So then there's also some instances in raids that cannot be done cross-faction. The ones that are kind of obvious, that where the Alliance and Horde have different like paths and different story and everything like that. And so in some cases, different versions of bosses and whatnot. Those are not cross-factionable, although they did say that maybe at some point they would be. But as of now, they are not. So also the Dungeons and Raids cross-realm raiding is now available on Mythic difficulty. This is because, again, of the cross-faction coming out. It's no point of having an alliance in Horde Hall of Fame when they can team up together. So that'll eventually probably just become a Hall of Fame for the top 100 or top 200 guilds, like in the future in Dragonflight or whatever. Mythic Plus, same kind of thing. The end of the reward or whatever, the title is now for all players instead of Alliance and Horde respectively that reached the threshold. It's now in the whole pool of players instead of each faction. Items and rewards, Broker's Record Distinction. now raises your renown to 60 instead of 40. Now this isn't hyper useful for anybody who has a main character because you know you're already at 80 and you're just going to raise it to 60. Well, actually, it's the next one that's not useful. So this is useful for your alts, right? Renown catch-up is accelerated through Renown 60 was 48. This is the one. So again, this isn't hyper useful because you can just say, well, I'll just send my alt 1 to 60. Why is it accelerated through 60? Well, there's a lot of players coming back right now. And obviously, if they can get up to 60 Renown like right away, that's very helpful. And then they can, you know, finish the last few in Zereth Mortis or whatever. There's also been a change. Activities have 100% to give 1 Renown. Mythic plus Dungeons, Torghast 9 through 16. Defeating a Shadowlands raid boss encounter, or a world boss, I assume. Or winning a rated battleground. Not arena wins, by the way, but a rated battleground. So you can farm up your renown pretty quickly. You can just do Torghast layer 9 over and over. That's something that anyone can do as well. Or Mythic 0. Most people can do a Mythic 0. That's not really any accessibility issue there. Reward boxes from callings now contain twice as many grateful offerings. There's just a lot of stuff with grateful offerings here. That's like your covenant stuff. We don't care about that. Solo Shuffle Brawl is having some changes here. This is worded wrong if you read this on your own. The scaling has gone from 239 to 252. So if you ding level 60 and enter a Solo Shuffle Brawl, you will be scaled up to 252 eye level, which is kind of like base Zereth Mortis eye level. If you complete Zereth Mortis all the way through and do everything there, eventually your Cypher gear goes up to 252. So it kind of fits in with that eye level. A lot of people think this should be higher. I probably think it should be higher too for scaling. But, you know, maybe another 13 eye levels or so. Fixed an issue that caused some abilities not to be removed from players in between rounds. That's good. Fixed an issue that caused a round to not reset properly, so fixed it in general. Some PvP changes to Death Knight and Warlock as well, just as there were otherwise. Professions increased the experience points earned when crafting specialized armor and jewelry by 400%. This is basically letting you rank up your legendary base item a lot quicker. If you didn't do crafting in this expansion with legendary base items, it was awful. I probably made a little bit of gold doing this. Like maybe I netted like 1,000,000 gold, which to some people isn't a little bit. But like I spent so much to only gain 1,000,000 gold. It was just so ridiculous. Basically, if you were someone who has like multiple characters on gold cap and you just maxed these out day one by spending just millions of gold worth of items or buying them, whatever, then you made a ton of money. But if you're like me, who leveled up a few things because I couldn't afford to do all of them, and I made a little bit of money, it was not nearly as good. So this is just kind of allowing anybody, if you want to take up a profession now, it'll actually be quick to make your own legendaries and not as expensive, basically is what this change is. Quests, Blood Elves. I'm only going to read the Dark Iron Dwarf one. I'm just kind of biased there. Can start a quest to earn a new mount and weapon. That's what it is. New mount and weapon appearance. By speaking to Anvil Thane, Thurgon, Shadowforge City, Blackrock Depths, accessed via Mole Machine. They had to put that in there. That is true. So the other one, and for Blood Elves, let's appease the Blood Elves here. And the Blood Elf Knight Armor set for Blood Elf Paladin by speaking to Leadrin and Orobos. So you have to just talk to Leadrin and Orobos, apparently, so that's easy. But you do need to be level 60 and exalted with Silvermoon. The only requirement for Dark Iron Dwarf is level 50. I don't know if that means you have to level 1 to level 50, or if I'll be able to do mine who I, transferred, race changed or whatever. If not, I will be leveling a Dark Iron Dwarf. Maybe I'll do that on stream. You can check me out there here on YouTube, casually leveling up a Dark Iron Dwarf to get the weapon appearance. Torghast Tower of the Damned. I've been waiting for this one. All wings are now open. It was 2 per week. I've been waiting for this just so I could farm the achievements without worrying about RNG. They changed a little bit about the unlock stuff. And then user interface and accessibility. All search filter drop downs now have a button that lets you easily remove all active filters. The default hand cursor now has a new high resolution art for its larger sizes under interface options accessibility. So if you can see this over my head here. So apparently that's going to get better. And the report player plane has been redesigned with new categories added. That's pretty good. There's a lot of times where I have to report somebody for something that's not really on there. So I'm glad to see that. So that's it for this one, guys. excited for 9.2.5. I think some of my guildies are really excited because they're going to go horde and then join community and raid with us that way and whatnot. So people are going to play what they want to play. I know a lot of people are coming to the Alliance as well. So I'm excited to have more people join the Alliance as well. And yeah, it'll be pretty cool. Very excited for it. Long overdue, and hopefully it turns into guilds, right? That would be the best thing. That's it, guys. Please subscribe. Helps me out so much. Other than that, everybody, have a good one.